All right, before you fall in love with that lakefront condo or the artsy loft, here's what locals really know about living in downtown Kenosha.
So the number one thing that locals love about living in downtown Kenosha is the walkability. You can walk pretty much anywhere that you want to go in downtown Kenosha. You can walk to the local restaurant, to the local tavern,
Coffee shops,
coffee shops. You can walk to the courthouse if you need to get local records for anything.
or even like if you're hankering for sugar. There's quite a few local ice cream shops here in downtown Kenosha.
If you just want to walk along the harbor here, like we're sitting in front of today, you just walk along the harbor anytime you want.
So downtown also provides a lot of different events, even throughout the year. Not only for the summertime or the springtime, we have the tree lighting ceremony every year after Thanksgiving, and that provides and actually extenuates all of Kenosha and the community feel here. And you see everyone out and about just to enjoy the cold, frigid air, just to see that light lit. Talk about spring and summer events. The harbor market is to die for. Multiple different vendors that come and bring out their crafts, some from out of state, some within the state. However, they are there.
You get food vendors, you have local craft vendors from all over Wisconsin, all over Illinois. I think the furthest vendor that I've seen is from Texas. We have vendors from all over the place that come here to the harbor market and sell their goods, sell their food. So anytime you're here in the Kenosha area on a Saturday morning, stop by and check out the Kenosha Harbor Market. You won't be disappointed.
No, was it 9 to 2? 9 to 2?
Yep.
So you have pretty much all day, and there's a lot of food trucks. So if you get hungry, you can eat there as well. So during the summertime, the Peanut Butter Jams concert is the go-to event, especially for young ones. If you have kids during the summer and they're off of school and you don't know what to do in the evenings, every Thursday they have a Peanut Butter Jams session here downtown Kenosha. Which, I mean, it's actually pretty cool just to kind of meet up with friends, bring some beverages, bring some food to share, and it's a great...
Bring your lawn chair and blanket, lay out on the lawn, enjoy some live music. It's a great time for kids and families alike. So the different types of people that you see live in downtown Kenosha here, you have a lot of young professionals mixed with retirees because there's a lot of condos downtown Kenosha.
And the view is to die for, like I said. So the retirees or the empty nesters just decide, you know what, I'm going to forego my house in Forest Park and I'm going to move and enjoy the lakefront, which is a prime real estate because of the fact that you are near the you are downtown, you are by that lakefront and close to all the events, and you don't have to worry about parking and finding the parking.
Which, if you can find parking on a Saturday morning between that 9 and 2 p.m. time, boy, you are in luck. You should definitely go buy yourself a lottery ticket because you are one lucky person.
Exactly. All right, so talking about the real estate in regards to downtown Kenosha, it actually is a mixture of different types of properties. We have historic homes that were here when the settlers came about and established. We have converted lofts and modern condos. The historic homes obviously will need some little updating, so just kind of keep in mind that. So
a little TLC.
A little TLC, but you get that all-round charm of the yesteryear kind of thing. But you get the lake view and versus the affordability. So which one you would like to gravitate to? Downtown Kenosha actually has that to offer.
So talking about affordability, the average price point here in Kenosha City itself is about $265,000 median, versus Kenosha County is about $328,000. And the price per square foot, that's about $179 per square foot here in the city of Kenosha. So a little bit cheaper versus if you go out in the county where prices tend to go up a little bit more, just because out in the county houses are a little bit bigger. You have a little bit more land typically, your lots are a little bit bigger. So if you stay here in the city, your houses are a little bit smaller, a little cozier, and your lots are smaller. So you're trading off the bigger lots and the bigger houses for smaller houses and smaller lots. If you're okay with that, of course you get the beautiful lake and the convenience of being downtown, and you're also paying a smaller price for your house.
Talking about the homes here in Kenosha, downtown Kenosha, a lot of the homes actually have it as definitely a high competition area because of the fact that people want to be right here, almost like the city feel, but not overwhelming like Milwaukee or Chicago. So you will get a higher competition rate, meaning that the homes will get multiple offers and sell around list price, maybe even higher around that time. So the clients that we've had who fell in love with the historic homes, but they were actually pretty shocked with the 1920s plumbing. So keep in mind that if you are going to gravitate towards the historic homes, the homes are usually the original plumbing and no AC, but you get this nice breeze off of the lake, so who needs AC?
Yeah, like the breeze we had today is a beautiful lake breeze. Keeps the temperatures, it's 90 degrees today? But this lake breeze makes it feel like we're still in the 70s today. So it's definitely a trade-off with no AC in the house. If you can open up the windows and get this beautiful lake breeze in the house, it definitely keeps your house cooler during the day. So if you're thinking about moving to Kenosha, or you're just curious about what it's like living here in downtown Kenosha, make sure that you check out our website, chadscottrealty.com. We have all sorts of moving to Kenosha guides, living here in Kenosha guides, and all sorts of guides that you could want for free.
And neighborhood maps and available homes that you won't see on Zillow.
So check it out, sign up, and you can also sign up for our weekly email newsletter.
So one of the major pros in living downtown Kenosha is the easy access to the Metro. If you are still commuting to Chicago or Milwaukee for your job, it is easy to hop onto the Metro right down the road, and you don't even have to waste your gas. You can even walk to the Metro station and get rid of the whole,
driving to and from work, the commuting, because who wants to sit in their car for an hour plus to and from work?
Rush hour traffic, you know, always bypass that too by taking the Metro down.
And they are talking about extending Metro from Kenosha to Milwaukee, so that'll be even more convenient for you if you do work in Milwaukee. I don't know when they're going to do that or if they're going to do that, but supposedly that it is a plan to happen here in the near future, in the next year or two. So cross our fingers that's going to happen. We'll see if it happens or not. And on a side note, do you guys notice how Aalia calls it the Metro, like a true Chicagoan? You know, she did grow up in Chicago.
Like the jewels.
Yep, call it the Chicago and the jewels.
I still have my Chicago accent.
I love it.
I think I've developed a Kenosha accent as I lived here almost 15 years. All right, bringing it back to downtown to downtown Kenosha. Not only for the real estate, but it is definitely a very small business culture here. A range of different types of small businesses, from the Buzz, which is a coffee shop, and some adult drinking as well, and some food as well, to Rustic Brewing, to and from gift store, which actually provides all different types of variety of novelty items. So if you're looking for a gift for someone, they have some unique stuff. And Sandy's Poppers, the popcorn queen, man, that is my go-to place to get my popcorn. My caramel with peanuts popcorn. I highly recommend going there to get that.
Yeah, if you don't live in Chicago, which obviously if you live here in Kenosha, we don't live in Chicago, and you can't get Garrett's popcorn, Sandy's Poppers is probably the best popcorn you can find outside of Garrett's popcorn. I might even be willing to say that it probably rivals Garrett's popcorn.
I agree. But if you don't like popcorn, Sandy's Poppers also offer ice cream, different types of ice cream flavors too. So that is actually pretty delicious as well. However, if you don't agree with Garrett's or Sandy's, let us know what kind of popcorn flavors or popcorn business you like and you think is the best. Drop it down in the comments.
So let's talk about prices here in downtown Kenosha. So you can definitely get a house or a condo or even an apartment here in downtown Kenosha for a lot cheaper than you can get in like Chicago or Milwaukee. Our prices here in Kenosha are a ton cheaper than Chicago or Milwaukee. What would you say, like 50% cheaper?
Not that much, at least about 20% cheaper than downtown Chicago or Milwaukee, just because of the fact that
a house that's a similar size you can get for $300,000 here in the Kenosha area. It's probably going to cost you $400,000 to $500,000 in the Chicago market for sure, and probably $350 to $450 in the Milwaukee market. So houses here in the Kenosha area are definitely a lot cheaper than the Milwaukee or Chicago area. That's why we have so many people flocking here to Kenosha from the Milwaukee and Chicago suburbs, because the cost of living is just so much cheaper here. It's not too far from those major markets.
So you can sip a craft latte by the lake without needing that $6 Chicago parking meter. So keep in mind that as well.
So we've gone over a lot of the pros of living here in the Kenosha, but let's talk about some of the cons that nobody ever talks about living here in the Kenosha. Aalia, let's talk about some of the cons.
So one of the cons is the parking headaches. As I mentioned, if you do buy one of these wonderful condos that by the lake, you don't have to worry about parking, because during these events, the parking situation is actually quite horrendous. Especially if you don't like parallel parking, be prepared to parallel parking. I hate parallel parking, regardless if you do or don't, but it's whether or not you actually can find a space. You will be amazed that you will probably find a space like maybe 3 blocks from the actual event space, or
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, kind of thing. So plan ahead if you are going to join an event. So
now, Kenosha's tried to help with the parking situation. They recently built a new parking garage by the post office here, and they have several city parking lots scattered throughout downtown Kenosha. But there are just so many people that come to Kenosha that not only live here in Kenosha, but come here for the special events. Parking just fills up really fast down here. So, like Aalia said, make sure that you plan ahead if you're coming down here for a special event.
So let's talk about the nightlife. Whether I am enjoying the nightlife, which means it's past 6 o'clock, you will not find me enjoying the nightlife. It's past 6 o'clock at night.
So unfortunately, living in downtown Kenosha, there's a lack of big box stores. So if you love your Target, if you love your Meijer, if you love your Walmart, Costco, and Sam's Club, those stores are not anywhere near downtown Kenosha. Unfortunately, you have to drive about 10-15 minutes to get to those closest stores. Even a grocery store, the closest grocery store to downtown Kenosha is about 5 to 8 minutes away from downtown. So just to refill your refrigerator every week, you have to drive almost 10 minutes just to refill your refrigerator. That's a little bit of a downer, something that Kenosha is supposedly working on to rectify. I haven't seen any plans about doing that anytime soon. So that is something that you have to deal with every week to refill your groceries.
So bringing it back to real estate, so we mentioned that it's a mishmash or a mixed match of different types of homes, historic and updated and modernized. If you are into the historic homes, the older home maintenance is going to be cumbersome because of the fact that most of them still have the original pipes and the electrical and insulations. Like I said, you're probably not going to find a house down here with an active AC unit. If you do want forced air, you would probably have to retrofit the house to develop a vent or retrofit for an AC unit to cool that house. You're looking at insulation. Most of the houses do not have the insulation that we're used to in the 21st century kind of thing. So you'll probably have to put some money into the house when you do buy it. So, but the course of seasons, so the lake affects snow during the winter, because being close to the lake, you're going to is going to increase the amount of snow that you are going to accumulate. So be prepared with that shovel.
Or have a good snowplow guy on call. You tend to get a little more ice buildup being this close to the lake because it gets a little colder some days. And just increased tourist traffic because, you know, Kenosha is a little bit of a touristy town. Not as touristy as like Lake Geneva, but typically people that are going up to Milwaukee, they tend to make a pit stop here in Kenosha because it's right between Chicago and Milwaukee. So they'll stop here in Kenosha, they'll come downtown, they'll enjoy the sights, our 3 or 4 museums here. So we tend to get a little more tourist traffic here in downtown Kenosha. So you have to deal with that too.
Exactly. So you'll learn to love your snowblower or your neighbors who owns one.
So a lot of buyers ask us, you know, is downtown Kenosha really safe? Unfortunately, that's a question that we really can't answer for you legally. All we can do is direct you towards the crime safety maps online. And those maps are just like color coded, red, green, and yellow about like crime statistics in the area. It's just whether or not you feel safe in the area. Downtown Kenosha is generally
a safe place to go to and live for sure, but it's obviously a small urban quirks will exist. So we would just doing our due diligence to direct you to that website and have you do your homework that way.
So downtown Kenosha is obviously part of KUSD, Kenosha Unified School District. The school zones, the school boundary lines are
they change every year. So make sure you check with your agent or agents to find out the preferred school district. The plus side with KUSD, they do have open enrollment. So if you don't like your boundary school and you put in a request in a timely manner, you're able to go to your choice school pretty easily. So
yep.
It is definitely family friendly. Downtown is actually best suited for couples. There is a lot of like sit down restaurants here in Kenosha. Empty nesters, if they have a lot of time, they can ride their bikes along the lake front.
We see a lot of retired couples down here that are bought a condo or bought a house close to downtown, or single people that are just starting out, you know, younger single people in their 20s or early 30s.
We're not them.
That value the walkability and the culture down here.
And the feel of a city feel without being overwhelmed with the amount of noises like the Chicago has or Milwaukee.
Exactly. So Kenosha is changing fast. Kenosha is trying to redevelop the downtown. There's currently a huge development going on right on Sheridan Row and 56th Street. It's going to be a mixed development. It's going to be apartments and commercial. And then they're planning on doing more developments here in downtown. They're going to redo the city hall at some point, and they're going to put more apartments downtown Kenosha. They want to revitalize the whole downtown at some point. Those timelines are still in flux. They don't have any set timelines for anything, but the whole downtown will look different in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years.
But there is going to increase the opportunities for everyone, either housing or jobs, but it will also come with a price by rising the prices with homes and the different supplies and all that sort of stuff that is available for us in Kenosha. So keep in mind that as well.
So like Aalia talked about earlier in the video, you know, we have a lot of buyer demand here in the Kenosha area and very low inventory. We're trying to change that. Builders are trying to build more houses, more condos, but homes are still selling fast and typically for at asking price, if not above asking price. So if you are looking for a house here in the Kenosha area, be prepared with that pre-approval and be prepared to make an offer early and be prepared to make your best offer right away. So if you're an investor and you're looking to invest here in the Kenosha area, appreciation is also still happening. Homes are still appreciating every year. They're appreciating about a 3 to 5% value every single year over year. Even though the market's slowly in a downward trend, we're starting to see it slowly become more of a buyer's market, but houses are still appreciating every single year. And we see more and more demand for rentals. That's why they're building so many apartments. So downtown Kenosha is walkable, social, but not necessarily for everyone. It depends on what you're looking for. Do you want that walkable, social area, or do you want room to stretch your legs and not necessarily talk to your neighbors? Give us a call or shoot us a text and let us know what you're looking for. We can definitely help you find it.
Because if you want a quiet cul-de-sac, you'll hate it here. But if you love walkability, coffee, and community, you'll fit right in.
So if you're thinking about buying or renting here in downtown Kenosha, Aalia and I would love to help you. Make sure that you give us a call or shoot us a text at 262-331-1621 or reach out to us through our website at chadscottrealty.com. We're here to help you anytime that you're ready. Have a great day and we'll see you in the next video.